Now enjoy this fun photo collage of some of your favorite stars and politicians who speak about the need to reduce our carbon footprint, but who are always on private planes. That's right, all of them. If you don't see a celebrity's picture here, it's because we weren't allowed to use it. Or their series got canceled.
So, Bill Maher just exposed the hypocrisy of Hollywood's favorite darlings, and it was pure comedy gold. I've said it 1,000 times. Trust these woke celebrities at your own risk. The double standards they live by could make even the devil blush. From George Clooney's performative politics to Bernie Sanders' millionaire morals, Maher went after every single one of them. No filters, no mercy, and definitely no apologies. And honestly, it was long overdue. Buckle up, because this takedown isn't just funny. It's brutal. Let's dive into the carnage.
Humans are not good people. It's just not in us, including me. And I'm tired of living well, not a lie, but it's also something I never mention, but it's a new year, and I'd like to come clean. My name is Bill. And I fly private. And so does every other person who calls themselves an environmentalist who...
So, Maher kicked things off by admitting he's a strong advocate for saving the environment. Yet, he flies private. Yep, that's the kind of green hypocrisy we're talking about. And honestly, it perfectly sums up these self-righteous celebrities. They love lecturing everyone else about carbon footprints while racking up more air miles than a presidential campaign. They've got all the right slogans, the trendy buzzwords, and the latest climate studies memorized like a script. But when it's time to actually live by those principles, silence. It's performative activism at its finest, virtue signaling for applause, not impact. And for once, Maher called them out exactly as they deserved.
Fun photo collage of some of your favorite stars and politicians who speak about the need to reduce our carbon footprint, but who are always on private planes. That's right, all of them. If you don't see a celebrity's picture here, it's because we weren't allowed to use it. Or their series got canceled.
That's exactly why I don't take these people seriously beyond the characters they play on screen. Most of these celebrities pocket massive paychecks to promote their so-called Save the Planet campaigns. It's all branding, not belief. And even the ones who claim they're doing it for free, please. They're just polishing their image, trying to look noble and selfless while living lifestyles that scream excess. It's not about saving the planet, it's about saving their reputation. The private jets, the mansions, the luxury cars, all conveniently justified under the banner of raising awareness. And did you catch Bernie Sanders in the mix? The self-proclaimed man of the people suddenly looked mighty comfortable rubbing shoulders with the Hollywood elite.
The environmentalists of Hollywood and Washington do it. Their position on climate change is, we must do more to stop pouring carbon into the air, except for me when I want to go somewhere and then I take a prize.
Interestingly, most of the celebrities Maher roasted are the same ones who proudly pledged their undying support for Kamala Harris, or jumped at the first chance to endorse her campaign. These are die-hard Democrats, and what's always sitting at the top of the Democratic talking points? Saving the environment. For the past 2 decades, we've watched them shout it from award show stages, red carpets, and social media feeds lecturing the rest of us on how to live greener lives. But after all that noise, what's actually changed? The climate hasn't improved, emissions haven't dropped, and their carbon footprints, bigger than ever. Why? It's because it's all performance. Empty speeches, PR stunts designed to look righteous. It's grave applause, not accountability. Hollywood heroes champion causes they barely understand. then hop right back into their gas-guzzling lifestyles without a second thought.
There is one thing in this world that is completely impossible to resist, and this is it. It's like heroin. If you do it once, you'll never stop. There are two kinds of people in the world, those who fly private and those who would if they could.
Bill Maher is just being honest here, and honestly, I agree with him. If I ever had the chance to fly private, I absolutely would. Who wouldn't? It's convenient, fast, and spares you from the chaos of commercial travel. No endless security lines, no delayed boarding, no cramped seats with zero legroom, and definitely no soggy in-flight meals that taste like cardboard. Flying commercial today feels less like travel and more like an endurance test. Flying private, though? That's pure bliss, comfort, privacy, and peace rolled into one. You set your own schedule, stretch your legs, and actually enjoy the journey instead of just surviving it. So, yeah, I get it. Maher's point isn't that flying private is evil. It's that pretending to be morally superior while doing it is where the real hypocrisy lies.
Category, those who could but do not, does not exist. Except for Ed Begley and Greta Thunberg. And that's why you never see a picture of her smiling. Ed and Greta, that's who walks the walk. Everyone else is full of and I'm done being full of.
Now, I've got my fair share of reservations about Greta Thunberg. Honestly, I think she's more performative than passionate. There's just something about her activism that feels rehearsed, almost too polished, to be genuine. But credit where it's due on this one. I actually agree with Maher. Unlike the Hollywood elites who shout about saving the planet while hopping from one private jet to another, Greta at least practices what she preaches. She walks the talk quite literally. Whether she's taking a train or sailing across the Atlantic just to avoid flying, she's consistent with her message, and that's something these so-called eco-conscious celebrities can't say for themselves. She could easily afford the luxury of comfort and convenience, but instead she chooses the harder, more disciplined path. Love her or hate her, at least Greta has the courage to live by the same environmental standards she expects from everyone else.
I can take being a bad environmentalist because almost all of us are, but I can't take being a hypocrite. Now, I always justified renting a plane because I only used it for work and literally could not get to most of my stand-up gigs on time any other way. How do you think I did it all those years? I said goodnight here at 8 p.m. and was on stage in Vegas at 10. But I don't need to do stand-up, like tomorrow night in Albuquerque.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what the Democratic Party has become, a masterclass in being woke and hypocritical. They love preaching lofty ideals, parading around as the moral compass of America. But behind the curtain, it's all smoke and mirrors. They'll fight tooth and nail for ideologies they don't even believe in just to score political points or win applause from Hollywood and the media. It's not about conviction anymore. It's about optics. Every statement is rehearsed, every word carefully chosen to avoid offending anyone. They tiptoe around every issue, terrified of being labeled insensitive or problematic. And in that constant dance to please everyone, they've lost what made them real. Instead of standing for something, anything, they stand for whatever happens to be trending, a party of slogans, not substance.
Outside of heads of state, almost everyone else could fly commercial. Why don't they? Ask anyone who tried to get home for Christmas last year. And don't tell me the younger generation is better. They're not. They're just poorer. They're actually worse. This is who they look up to. The family where everyone has their own private jet. And kids love Bitcoin, which, to determine the value of, takes an amount of computer processing that uses more electricity than some whole countries. Kids could have rejected that, but they didn't. They love it. Why? Because they want to be rich. Why?
Next, Maher turned his sharp eye toward Valentine's Day. And this one was almost comical. A day once meant to celebrate love, connection, and genuine affection has now been stripped of its original warmth. Instead of cherishing relationships and shared moments, modern culture has twisted it into a celebration of solitude. Suddenly, being single isn't just a season of life, it's a statement. People are told that wanting love or partnership somehow makes them less independent. Maher mocked the irony perfectly. A holiday built on romance has turned into a self-love pep rally. The spontaneity, the charm, the shared emotion, all replaced with hashtags and hollow slogans. What used to be a joyful celebration of togetherness has become yet another reflection of how ideology can drain the fun out of even the simplest human traditions. And Maher wasn't about to let that slide.
No one can resist it. John Kerry is our climate czar, and he uses a private jet. People take jets to environmental conferences. If you could run TED Talks on hypocrisy, you wouldn't need coal.
Ma kept dropping truth bombs on the DNC, and this one landed hard. John Kerry, the man appointed as the U.S. presidential envoy for climate change, was caught flying on a private jet. And no, this wasn't before his appointment. It was after. That's what made it so damaging. You can't claim to be leading the global fight against climate change while cruising the skies in a fuel-hungry private plane. It completely undermines the message. Ma's point was crystal clear. You can't preach virtue while practicing the opposite. The hypocrisy is staggering. These are the same people lecturing everyday Americans about cutting emissions. Yet they live lifestyles that burn through more fuel in a week than most families use in a year. It's not leadership, it's contradiction, wrapped in expensive suits and polished speeches.
Sorry, not sorry. I tried to do my part for the environment. I never had kids. The one thing worse for the planet than private jets. It's true, because then they have kids. I had the first generation Prius in 2001. It looked like a Tylenol gel cap. I was always handing my keys to valets who were driving a better car than me. I had the first Tesla in 2010, and honestly, both these cars sucked. The Tesla came up to about here on me. If I had a hard-on, I couldn't fit in this thing.
So, the rest of Maher's rant turned into a mix of self-awareness and self-praise. Classic Maher, he started patting himself on the back for doing his part to save the planet, proudly mentioning that he drives a Tesla and genuinely hoped others would follow his lead. But as he quickly admitted, most people didn't. In fact, the opposite happened. The more people learned about electric cars, the more reasons they found to stick with gas-powered ones, from the sky-high prices and inconvenient charging, times two the headaches of battery disposal, and the irony that most electricity still comes from fossil fuels. The contradictions practically write themselves. Maher, in his trademark sarcastic tone, admitted the green dream hasn't quite turned into a movement. Instead, it's become another example of how even good intentions can backfire when reality doesn't match the virtue signaling narrative. Then he doubled down with cold, hard facts. I told myself, okay, I'll take one for the team. I've got a platform, I'll do the right thing, and people will follow. Nobody followed. In 2021, 80% of new vehicles weren't electric or even hybrid. They were SUVs and trucks. That's what people actually want. And here's the kicker. In 1973, coal made up 38% of the world's electricity. After nearly 5 decades of speeches, summits, and slogans, by 2019, it was still 37%. And plastic. Out of all that recycling talk, only 5% of plastic actually gets recycled. Those blue bins everyone fills with bottles. They're mostly filled with false hope.
Both times I said to myself, okay, I'll take one for the team because I have a platform, so I'll do the right thing, and then everybody will follow. People will... Nobody followed. In 2021, 80% of new vehicles weren't electric, weren't even hybrid. They weren't even cars. They were SUVs and trucks. That's what people want. In 1973, the share of global electricity generated by coal was 38%. You know what it was 46 years later in 2019, after all the talk and all the trying? 37%. You know what percentage of plastic gets recycled? 5%. Those blue bins that are everywhere, they're not full of bottles, they're full of shit.
Humans really are a strange species. We love to talk about doing good, love to sound righteous, and love to act like we care. But when it comes time to actually live by those values, most of us do the exact opposite. It's in our nature to crave convenience over conscience. We'll post hashtags about saving the planet, then hop on a flight for a weekend getaway. We'll condemn pollution online, then drive solo in gas-guzzling SUVs. That's why the global campaign against climate change isn't moving anywhere meaningful. It's not a lack of awareness, it's a lack of genuine will. Everyone wants change, but no one wants to change. And until that hypocrisy ends, all the summits, speeches, and slogans in the world will just be noise echoing through a warming planet. In the end, Maher simply held up a mirror, and what we saw wasn't pretty. Hollywood, politicians, and activists alike love to preach morality, but live in contradiction, until people start practicing what they preach. The fight against hypocrisy and against climate change itself will remain nothing more than empty rhetoric. On that note, we draw the curtains on today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to Push Force for more thought-provoking videos like this.